I just called to say your pedaling is shit. Hey folks, today's video, I'm going to make you faster. I'm going to decrease injuries. I'm going to improve your skill level, and I'm going to put a smile on your face. While I climb on the bike, all you've got to do for me is hit that subscribe button. You lazy little git. Come on. Okay, you done it? Can I move on now? I'm going to take you on a little journey, and I'm going to show you how to get faster, not through cadence, no, through pedaling. We're going to do 2 drills today that will blow your mind in how effective they are at improving your speed. I've been involved in bike fitting for decades, since the last century, and there was a chase at some point for a magic cadence of around about 88 to 92 RPM, because at that speed it's the momentum through the dead spots of the pedaling. The dead spots are those 2 points of the pedal stroke: 12 o'clock, foot at the top, and 6 o'clock, foot at the bottom, whereby effective force is at its lowest. Effective force is just a combination of everything we're putting through the crank. It's going to drive us forward. Now, the momentum through those points should be high. Naturally, that would allow you to increase forward momentum, effective force. However, here's the thing. Cadence, you're born with it. It's more of a genetic concept. What happens when you do an effort out on the road, when you're trying to get to the cafe stop first so you can get the best seat, or you're trying to get to the toilet? You pedal faster, don't you? So your cadence goes up, and then your cadence will fall back to what we call that natural living everyday level. And if you try and change your natural level too fast because someone on the internet said I gotta be spinning at 100 RPM, coach, okay, it's not like that. Right? You got to fall into your natural, because natural is what you've got. But why chase a fucking number of a cadence if your pedal stroke is all wrong in the first place? You got the wrong type of shoes, you got the wrong type of cleats. I know that's another video, but if you're already subscribed, you'll catch that video, won't you? Oh, you want to join the free community as well? Haha, coach, what is the worst sort of lead in I've ever seen? There's a link in the description to join the base camp group, all free. You get more of this shit, okay? And lots of other people who enjoy it. We're going to make sure that we work on the pedal stroke. You got that, the pedal stroke. Okay, let's get going, coach. So let's say it's pedaling. Okay, so first of all, okay, your natural level should be a consistent feel. What feels normal? And we're gonna do 2 things today. We're gonna talk about the float, and we're gonna talk about a yo-yo drill, okay? The float is going to take us into one-legged work. You excited? I'll show you why. Because the momentum through the dead spots is what happens at 12 o'clock and what happens at 6 o'clock. Here's a little tip. When the pedals are flat, at 90 degrees, we're about to enter what we call peak torque. For those of you on a road bike, peak torque happens about 100 to 120 degrees. Okay. What the hell does that mean? It doesn't really matter much to you. The thing is, the important thing is, as we enter 12 o'clock, those of you who have bad efficiency, okay, you will push through the top of the stroke. And you will likely do that on your dominant side. So if you, I was going to say kick the cat. Coach, you can't say that anymore. I don't have a cat. Well, if you kick a can, okay, with your right foot, okay, you're more likely to lean into that side, okay? Because you want to start the stroke hard because you're chasing up a hill, etc. Avoid this, okay? Okay? Avoid this for lots of reasons, because it's going to tilt your pelvis and it's going to put a lot of force through your knee, etc. And you might actually start to find that this is causing IT band problems. There's lots of things going on there. What we want to do is to understand the sweep phase. So post peak torque, post 120, we start to wipe our foot. So you'll have seen videos like this, and they talk about this sweeping action and this wiping our foot action. So when we're at the bottom of the stroke, we are sweeping, and we're pulling back. We are not ever pulling up. The only time we're going to pull up on the pedal stroke is when you're so desperate for the toilet, your pedal stroke goes out the window and you're trying to get home or to the nearest tree, or you're standing up. Pedaling up, okay, by pulling up on the stroke will put pressure on the hamstring and it's fighting against the other side. So by using the float or the sweep, the other side can float over the top of the stroke rather than kick. So in bike fitting terms, I will see riders kung fu kick. They will kick through with one side, okay? And this will lead to problems. It will lead to aches and pains and other sorts of things through their kinetic chain. Okay, coach, shut up and let's do the drill. So what we want to focus on is one-legged drills, okay? So you always start with your dominant side. So for me, I'm a kicker with the right foot. So we start off and you make sure that you've got enough gear, okay, resistance through the bike, that you're not going to collapse. And what I mean by collapsing is you fall forward because it's too soft, okay? So start nice and steady, okay? And what will happen is as we pedal, you may pick up on clicking sounds between your cleat and your pedal. What's the clicking sound? The clicking noise means your foot, cleat and pedal are moving at different speeds. Moving at different speeds, coach. Yes. The engagement of your foot is wrong and you're forcing the issue. So when you force the issue, you may feel the movement of your foot inside the shoe. That might be an indication that your shoe's the wrong size, okay? But that's another video. But the cleat is shaped with a cut at the back, okay, for its float. And when we start banging and changing speed, it will bang and you'll hear that. So if you're getting the click noise, everything's moving at a different speed. This is a sign of proprioceptive control. Your nervous control of your foot is out. Go back to the days when you had a pen and paper. Can you write accurately with your right hand and your left hand? Oh, there'll be some smarty pants that can do it. Most people no, but yet we jump in a bike and we think, this is easy, I'll pedal along. No, because what happens is, when we click into the left side, we unclick dominant side, we start clicking with the left foot and you will feel immediately, holy shit, Batman, this feels completely different. Why is mine so good? Because I've been working on it for 30 years, okay? I can even put the gear up, okay? So what you want to do is you want to do this drill for 30 seconds. 20 seconds is okay, but I want to build you to 30 seconds each side. And you're getting a feel, okay? Now, what you're looking to do is, in the actual stroke, is on the sweep. So imagine you've got, oh my God, the first thing in my head was dog shit. Don't do that, okay? You've got mud, okay? You've got a little bit of gravel, coach. There's people who get offended with that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? You're trying to wipe your foot, yeah? So as we wipe our foot, the foot floats up. You automatically use the energy from the sweep and you allow your foot to float over the top. This is the best way to approach our zone 2 work. This is the best way to approach our long endurance work with this float. 80 to 85% of all my rides are done focusing on the float. So I'm trying to build up. The crank is solid. It's not made of plasticine. So we're putting energy in and we're using it. Can you feel it? Come on, do it with me. Can you feel it? Now, you always start with the dominant side, click in to your less dominant side, pedal. This can be done indoors, outdoors. We'll talk about that in a little second. I got a little tip for you. Boom, easy, right? Okay, so then once you've done your 20 or 30 seconds, you must, always must, no excuse, go into 2 feet. Wow, that's what it feels like. Can you feel it? You get this immediate nervous cognitive connection. So now, all I'm doing is I'm floating over the top. I'm not pressing. You may have heard the term riding in squares and riding in circles. When we press on the big toe, sure there's times when we come to do that, when we have to change speed, okay? But we want to, even at high intensity, those indoor efforts, okay? You want to be able to sweep rather than constantly pressing on the pedals, because the efficiency will go through the roof. You will use less energy, but go further. Now this drill can be done as a warm-up, 3 times 30 seconds each side. It can be done when we're out on the road. Now when we're out on the road, beautiful feel of the float is when you're not pressing on the pedals, but the bike's moving forward. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to remove feelings of big force. Now this is easy when you've got a tailwind, and it's easy when moving vehicles go past you and we've got moving air. But you're trying to get into that Zen-like flow whereby you're nice and relaxed, okay? All the energy is coming through the sweep and we're floating. I cannot emphasize the importance of working on your pedal stroke every single ride, indoors or outdoors. No excuse. There are moments in the ride where you can really dial in. Get someone to video you when you're outside or set up a camera of you inside and start to look. Now, I'm not talking about ankling. Okay, if you find this really difficult, it may be an indication that your cleats are too far forward and you want to bring them back. Loads of scope in that. We'll be talking more about that in the Basecamp group. Okay, drill number 2, we're going to talk about yo-yo, so we're going to take that to another level completely. And what we're going to do, we're going to go high cadence, right? So we're going to take your normal cadence. What is it? 75, 80, 90? Got some at 100? Great, but we're going to go 10 minimum above that. 10 minimum, you can go to 20, but the idea is not spinning like some fanny, okay, to 160 and then like jumping off the bike. We've got to bring it back down to earth. So we're going to send the rocket up and then we're going to land it. Sound like Elon Musk. Nobody wants to sound like that, do they? No. I'm going to land and we're going to reuse. So the idea of this is we're going to teach the nervous system to go high but under control and come back down. So 2 signs we look out for that put you out of control. You know the bouncing ass one, okay? As soon as your ass starts bouncing, you're out of control. And this is placing pressure on the hamstring. Stop it. Okay, so you only go to that level. And the next one is, I talk about it a lot, is the Stevie Wonder head. I just called to say your pedaling is shit. So these are signs that pushes out of control. So don't do this. I want you ironed in there, focused. And the idea is that the magic comes from down here. Okay, so we set ourselves off, nice and easy. For me, I'm a 90 RPM guy. Yeah, how are you? I'm regular 90 RPM. So 90 RPM is what I like to pedal at. I'm actually in between that sort of slow twitch, fast twitch. There is a little bit of speed. Yeah, still in the old man. So we find our comfortable rate. What do you think I'm at? That's 85. That's 90. So I'm going to take this up to about 105, okay? And then I'm going to hold for 20 seconds and then bring back down. So I build up. Look how relaxed I am. Okay, there we go. 105, okay? Nice and relaxed. I hold for 20 seconds. And then what I do is I gradually decrease the cadence under control and I bring it back down to 90. Now that's a really easy way to do that drill. I can take that to 110. I can do it to 120. I can do it to 130. Then bring it back down under control. I can do this outdoors. I can do it indoors. And it is a wonderful way to build up the proprioceptive control of higher and lower. So, 2 simple drills that you can do, indoors, outdoors. 2 simple drills that I challenge you to do regularly. Every time you're on your bike, you can apply it. If you've lost the connection with the skill, the handling, the efficiency that you can drive up on your bike, you'll never move your speed forward. But also, drills like this will help you alleviate those big forcing actions of chasing those big power. Practice it. I don't care if your FTP is 300 watts, you should be able to sweep with efficiency at 350 watts. It is possible. Hey folks, thank you very much for your attention. You've already subscribed, you've already now clicked the link and you're in the Basecamp group. What more can life offer? I'll see you in the next video, and remember, anybody can pedal, but there's only a few of us can pedal smartly.